Good morning, everybody. This is Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations, and this is hashtag Project Dress a Girl 2024. And this is going to be my roundup of the dozen dresses I wanted to do. I just finished the last two this morning. Sorry about that. I had itchy eye. And since this is live, I can't edit it out. But anyway, this was the final dress that just came off my machine. So I thought I would just show you the final four, and then we'll go back over so you see all 12 in this video. Okay. If you're making dresses, you might want to grab a notebook because I have some ideas that I haven't seen in the dresses that have Madi opened at Sunday. So I'm hoping these get to her for next Sunday, but if not, they'll get there the next Sunday. So this one is swirls. Got this fabric at Joann's, and this one I actually did the facings in the pocket colors. So there's that one. And then the reverse of that one is the next dress I'm going to share. So here you go. So that's the two in the opposites, and I did the facings in the pocket for this one just to make it a little bit more fun. And then I have this one that I just finished, and I actually found this binding at the Goodwill closeout bins where you buy stuff by the pound. There was all of this binding all put together in a safety pin. And I thought, well, I can use that. I'll get it and I'll take it home. Well, I walked by it the other day and I said, oh, that would look like watermelon rind on the bottom of that dress. So that's what I did there. And this one is just got the same fabric for its facings. But you see this fabric here, you've seen before. So now we're going to step back to one of the first dresses I made, just so you can see the reverse, and I'll tell you what I did. Because the yellow was kind of see-through. Hi, Dar. Hi, Ruth. The yellow was kind of see-through. This one is fully lined with muslin, see? And to make this one a little bit more unique, I visited my stash or my hoard or whatever you want to call it, and I used rickrack around the neckline. I did this on a couple dresses, and I love how it looks. And I wanted a way to deal with the fact that it is completely lined, and I wanted to make something fun for the bottom. So I just created a ruffle with some of the excess from the pockets. So that is the reverse of that dress. You can see how I tried to do that. So that was 4 dresses. Now we'll step back into this week's finishes. This is the last of the 4 for this week. And this fabric was thrifted. The pockets I had to shop my stash for because I really didn't have anything else. So I got as close as I could to the pinky red flowers. And this one I put white daisies around the neckline. So that's the final 4 there. I do not have a reverse of this one. So that's it. So now I'm going to swing you guys around to get to another peg here. Get you back over here. So last week's finishes. Hi, Barbara. For anybody that missed last week, I'm going to go over those next. Okay. And so again, I had some blue daisies, and this fabric was sent to me by Stitch It Pam. So I had to shop my stash for pockets, which is fine. And I think this one came out cute. And of course, there's a cat wanting out. Sorry about that. And then we have our kind of aquamarine blue, oceany kind of things. This one has dragonflies on the pocket. And then the same fabric, same base fabric, And these two were the ones I had to shop my stash because I didn't have quite enough of the oceany fabric or the stuff I used for the pockets to make facings for these two dresses. So these are the ones I shopped my stash, and I got a kind of tone on tone, that blue green color with a meandering vine on it. So I've got 3 different fabrics here, so you can mix and match. That's no biggie. And I'm going to turn you so we only have 4 on each of the prongs of this, so I don't, dump something on the ground. And then the last one from last week was the dragonfly fabric as the dress. And then I shopped my stash, I think, for this blue here. Or my sister Rhonda bought most of this fabric for me. She doesn't sew, but she loves that I do this every year. So thank you, Rhonda. And I just thought this looked really cute together. So that was week 2. So now we'll finish up what we did on week 1. I want to save that one for the last. All right. Again, we've got a couple that had to be fully lined because the fabric was kind of on the sheer side. And this one I lined, and then I used another thrift find that I thought, I don't know where I'll use it, but maybe it'll come in handy. So I put piping on the bottom of that. And it's got the yellow daisy pockets, and I did yellow rickrack around the neckline. And then the reverse of that one is this one. So they're sister dresses. And I did my little ruffle, outer ruffle, where you sew a tube of fabric and then you, I turned it right side out and ironed it flat. So the seam for making the tube is behind here. So you don't see that. And then I gathered it and stitched it down with kind of a decorative stitch. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not, but that's the reverse of that one. So I tried to get as much use out of each fabric as I could. And then the last dress, I had kind of a oopsie in the fact that we didn't buy enough of the bird fabric here to get a front and the back with the birds going in the right direction. So that's why on the back of a pattern, sometimes if you'll see where it says you need to buy extra fabric for one-way designs, plaids, or stripes. This is the case for that. So what I did, I used the same pattern as all the other dresses, but I made a new pattern up, and at where the waist was marked on my pattern, I drew a line across and I cut it in half. I actually traced it another pattern off so I could make these 2 pieces. And then I added a 1/2 inch seam allowance to both the top and the bottom so that I could sew them together. And I finished it on the inside. Let me take it off here, so that there's no seam there that can be felt. Let me show you. So when I sewed it together, I then trimmed the bodice part down, and I left the blue part long so I could fold it over and then stitch it down. So it's nice and smooth there, see? And then on the outside, again, a thrift find. I just covered the joining seam with that lace. And bam, I have a new design from a pattern that I love to use, that if I can find like remnants, but I don't have enough to do the whole dress, if I can find 2 remnants, one with enough to do the bodice, and then find another one that kind of matches, I could use remnants from the remnant bin at Joann's or wherever and get this. And then I had enough to do the pockets. So I love this little dress. I hope a little girl gets it that'll love it as much as I did. And Scott thought that that was pretty cool. So I'm learning new things all the time. And you guys, I've been sewing since I was 9 years old. I started sewing when I was 9. And that was Barbie doll clothes, baby doll, very primitive baby doll clothes. So you have to start somewhere. And that's it. That's what I turned out this year. So that's the dozen. I'm going to throw them in the wash with the allergen detergent that I use now because I do have so many cats in here. And I'm going to wash them. And in washing them, it will remove any of the water soluble marks that I have. I noticed on a couple of these dresses, you can see the dots at the back where I needed to stop sewing. So again, thank you guys for keeping up with me for each year. I love doing this project, but I came to the realization this year, because this year I turned 60 years old, and I'm finding that I need to be a little bit more careful with my body, because if I try to overwork it too much, I make myself physically and mentally ill. So I gave myself a goal of 12 dresses, and I've successfully done that. And once these come through the washer and the dryer today, I'll press them and they'll go in a box. And I'm hoping they will get to Maddie up in Maryland before next Sunday. So you'll have to watch Maddie Sews next Sunday, because she does live openings on Sunday afternoon. I don't remember the time. I'm wanting to say it's 2:00, but if you go to Maddie Sews for Curves, and that's MARISEWS for Curves, you'll see where she announces when she's going to be opening the boxes. And if you ever want to get involved with this, if you watch the box openings where she's sharing the dresses, you need to have a notebook with you, because the ideas that people come up with are just amazing in their own right. So anyway, I will see you guys in the next video, and I'm trying to think up some new things for us to do. So if you got any ideas, leave them in the comments. That would be great. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.